Hello, everyone, and welcome to Burn the Ship, the podcast where entrepreneurs go all in on their business and we connect them with people who can help them do it. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Miss Katie Taylor with Georgia Legal Counsel. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Glad to be here.
Excellent. Excellent. We appreciate you coming by today. We understand that, as always, time is one of our most valuable resources. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Now, tell us a little bit about your story.
So I'm native to Georgia, born in Cobb County. I actually graduated from Hillgrove High School.
All right, go Hawks.
I've been to a couple of different schools, but ended up graduating there. And then I moved on to Florida State.
Okay.
So go Noles.
I remember those days.
Oh, yes. I was there during the glory days.
Nice. I've always loved Florida State.
Yes. And then I went on to law school here in Atlanta.
Okay, cool. What school did you go to here in Atlanta?
Atlanta John Marshall.
Okay, now with attorney school, is it where you have to pick a specific subject you're going to, or is it just a general? How does that work?
I get that question a lot. No,
Yes.
you actually learn about a set of different areas of law,
Okay.
and that's what you're tested on the bar for you to pass. So we're knowledgeable about a lot of different areas, but you do want to specialize in one area.
Okay, how long did that process take for you?
Law school was 3 years.
3 years? Okay, man, that's a lot of studying.
It
But
is,
I'm glad that you did that because I know you're able to help us out with those different practices you're going to tell us about. Now, once you finished law school, where area did you go into?
Well, it's funny. I started in probate and estate planning.
Okay.
I loved it, did it for about a year, but then I wanted to switch to personal injury. I really wanted to be in front of the courtroom. And I thought that's where I wanted to be.
Awesome. Now, is it where when you were growing up, you saw those law shows and you were like, I want to be an attorney? Well,
yes. Actually, it's funny. I used to watch Judge Judy and Judge Joe Mathis.
Okay.
And I wanted to be a judge initially.
Okay.
And then I was like, not all the political stuff. So I decided to
yes.
just be an attorney.
Okay, that's a good deal. So you say you settled on personal injury. Tell us a little bit about your experience inside of that. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I started out on the plaintiff side, which
Okay.
means that you're the party that got hit. You're not at fault for the accident. So I represented the person that was injured.
Okay.
And then I switched over to Liberty Mutual. I worked for them for a little bit, so I was on the defense side.
Oh, okay.
And it's really important, I would say, to have a well-rounded attorney because you really want your attorney to know both sides. It's really important. You're able to get the claim settled sooner and faster and with a fair settlement.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense because you've been on both sides, so you know what the plaintiff needs and you know what the defensive side is trying to get accomplished, so you can already cut them off at the pass. That's an awesome thing for people.
Exactly. You stay 10 steps ahead, which is important.
Good. Now, when we were talking earlier, you said you were going to share one of the skills that you have as you've been going through the matriculation of your business. What are you going to share with us today?
Today, I want to talk about maximizing your claim.
Okay, cool. So you're talking about if I'm in any type of accident, or is it a car accident? What type of accident example will we be showing today?
Let's stick to car accidents. That's what most people are involved in.
Okay, so I am on my way to work, and then someone is on their cell phone, as usual, and they go ahead and side swipe me, and I fall into a ditch. Tell us that process and how we maximize it.
So don't ever be afraid, whether it's a big accident like that or it's a really small fender bender. Some people will approach people and say, hey, can I just offer you some money? Don't get my insurance involved. Don't fall for that. Always call the police.
Okay.
You always want that report because that report is the starting place.
Nice.
And then the other thing is, the biggest thing while you're at the scene is taking photos, not only of your vehicle, but of the other vehicle involved as well.
Okay. That's a good deal. So I go ahead and call the police instantly if I'm not too hurt, obviously. And then from there, go ahead and take the pictures. And then what point are we calling you? Are we calling you right after the pictures, or when are we giving you a ring?
Honestly, the sooner you can call, the better.
Okay. And after we give you a call, what does that process look like? All right, we get off the phone. Hey, thank you so much for taking my call. What steps are to be taken after you have contacted them?
So after that, the client just really wants to focus on their medical treatment.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of medical providers that I can recommend that handle specifically personal injury.
Okay.
Some providers do not handle personal injury, and so they'll ask for those payments up front and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if I send you to someone that's recommended, they'll know they're not going to ask to be paid up front. You're basically working on a lien. The
Okay.
important thing is that you want to be focused. You're probably having lost wages. Money's going to be a concern. How are you going to get to work now?
That's right.
So I don't want you to focus on that, having to pay medical providers too.
Okay.
And then basically from there, I'll send a letter of representation to the insurance companies telling them not to bother you.
Okay.
I'm the point of contact if you need to get your car fixed, talking about your injuries, anything like that. That's why it's really important to get an attorney involved sooner than later.
Okay.
Because we don't want you to say something, even if it sounds innocent, to the insurance company and they use that against you in the future.
So what we really need to know is those insurance companies aren't really on our side. They sound like they are, but they're trying to get you to sign early so they don't have to pay as much money.
Exactly.
Is that what they're trying to do?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So as you guys heard, you need to follow these steps. And it seems like it's very important to go ahead and get in front of your medical provider to start getting healed up. Now, is it one of those things where you have to all the way be healed before your claim is settled, or how does that part work?
Well, no. So in Georgia, you have 2 years to file a lawsuit. You do typically want to try to get all your medical treatment in, but some people are hurt worse than that and require years.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, because I guess if I have a new chronic injury my elbow is going to be messed up for the next 5 years, I have to settle sometime or another.
Right, exactly. And we can include future medicals.
Okay.
If there's a medical opinion from a doctor that says, hey, this is a lifetime injury, that will definitely help your claim.
Now, those billboards that we see all over the place with those $1 million settlements, are those normal occurrences or are those rare ones that they're just trying to publicize?
Those are very rare, actually. Those are people that have probably either died in a car accident, have broken arms, maybe concussions, something like that. So that is very a fantasy.
Okay, it's not really the realistic. One of the things that another thing that I was thinking is it's practice, correct? That's correct. With your practice, you are dealing with them. Do we always talk to those people? Like I hear on the radio, it says call and I'm always going to answer. And I always say to myself, how does he answer every single phone call? What would be the difference in a company that does something like that compared to yourself? So
those attorneys that are on the billboards, they're what I call churn and burn law firms. So they'll have hundreds and hundreds of cases coming in, and honestly, you're treated like a number in essence, and you won't be known personally by them. A lot of times I hear from clients that they've never heard from their attorney. They've only heard from their case manager or a paralegal. But at Georgia Legal Counsel, I actually do give my number.
Nice.
You can text, you can call. You'll hear exactly from me. It won't be your paralegal or your case manager.
Okay, and that has to be much more comforting knowing that the person that I am working with is highly involved in the company. It's their company compared to them possibly putting me off on a intern-ish level person just to fill out paperwork. So that is a good thing to know that you would be taken care of. Awesome. So is there anything else that they need to be aware of when they're trying to maximize their claim, or does that basically sum it up?
I would say once you start your medical treatment, just make sure you follow what the doctor is saying. If you don't follow your medical treatment, then your claim is going to be lower. It's going to be valued lower because the medical bills and records actually help prove your injuries. And if there's no medical bills and records present, then your claim is not going to be valued as high as it should be. Okay,
that's a good deal. Now, we definitely appreciate you sharing that with the audience that are watching today, because all of the entrepreneurs are trying to find ways to continue to better themselves. And those ones that have trucks and cars on the road, this is a true thing. You just never know when that could possibly happen. So I definitely appreciate you sharing that. Now let's talk about your business specifically. Who is it that you would say is the ideal person that you're trying to get in contact with?
Well, I always enjoy taking on clients from other law firms where they do talk about, I haven't heard from my attorney. I can't get in contact with them. And then when they transfer over to me, I get a lot of thank you, like you've stayed in contact with me. I really enjoy hearing that difference and the difference in the value that I bring to my clients for that.
Okay. Now, for ourselves here, we're helped with credit card processing, and CPAs are a good referral partner for us.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're helping them with the taxes, and then they send them over to us so we can help them with the credit card processing. Who is a good referral partner for you so we can keep an eye out for them?
Honestly, friends, families, living in Georgia, everyone knows somebody that has been in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Also, medical providers, if you're going to treat with your doctor, if you say, hey, do you do personal injury?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people will go to their primary care physician first,
Okay.
and then they'll get an attorney involved.
Okay.
So being connected to any medical provider is a good stop for me.
Excellent. So you guys keep in mind, if you hear of any of those medical professionals, that would be a great referral for her. Now, let's just say now you have helped all the clients out there. Everyone's claim is being maximized, and you can just relax for a moment and not have to worry about law and work. What is it that Katie would do?
Well, I have 4 dogs, so
Okay.
I love spending time with my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
We can go hiking and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're my fur babies.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I would love to do interior design, actually.
Oh, nice.
If I wasn't a lawyer, I would be an interior designer.
Now, did that start with a Barbie dollhouse?
Yes.
It did? Oh, man. That's awesome.
And then HGTV.
Okay. That's a good deal. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, one thing I do want you to share is how the people can get in contact with you. What's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Best and easiest way is my phone number. It's 770-826-4283. You can also find me on GeorgiaLegalCounsel.com and Facebook as well.
Good deal. We'll definitely appreciate you sharing that. And for my shows, I truly am appreciative of you coming on, and I always like to give you the last word. So what's the last word you have for the people today?
I would like to say that don't be afraid to make an auto accident claim. Even if you think it's minor, don't be afraid to do that.
Awesome. So you heard what she said. You guys pay attention. Reach out to her if anything happens with any type of accident. Even if she doesn't cover it, she'll be able to get you in contact with the correct person. Thank you so much, Katie, for coming on today, and go visit Georgia Legal Counsel.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.
All right.
Cool. That was cool.
Got a little nervous, but
You did.